morning. So about 70 to 80% of the food that our family eats comes from food that we grow here on our farm or that we buy or barter for in our local community. But that other 20 to 30% of food that we eat primarily comes from Costco or Azure Standard. And today is our big pickup day. And it has been a solid 3 months since we've been to Costco, and even longer since we've done an Azure pickup. So we are due. We finished all of our rice, all of our oats are gone. A lot of the pantry staples that we rely on, we've finished. And so this is a much needed trip for us, and I'm really excited to share with you guys some of the finds that we got specifically on our Azure order that are new to us. And so I'm gonna whip up some almond butter and applesauce sandwiches here because that's what we have. Going to Costco and Azure is a full half-day trip for our family. Our Azure pickup happens to fall right around lunchtime, so we are going to be ready to go for this little outing here, and then when I get back, I'm going to share with you guys all of the things that we found on our trip. Right, you guys go get your shoes on. Good? Ready? There you go. Right hand. Thank you. I think they are in the cold room. It's cold in there. Carrots. I don't know. Quail eggs, anyone? Yeah. Alright. Throw it in the cart. Throw it in the cart. Oh, we look at those squishmallows. Oh my goodness, those are ginormous. Look at. You guys want hot dogs? Yeah! Of course we want hot dogs. Not perfect, but these are chicken sausage. I thought I got pork sausage, but they might not have them anymore. It's in like 3-liter size glass jars. Show what it looks like. Apple cider vinegar, yeah. Yeah. Totally missed it. Totally. Here it is, the lost apple cider vinegar. Oh, okay. The last thing. Whew. We did it.
I'm hungry. Peanut butter.
Matt, how are you doing?
It's not too far from here.
We'll box it up.
Here we go. All right, guys. All right, somehow you guys are gonna get it and figure out. Rolling away. definitely got some almond butter on that one. There's one for everyone.
What? Me? No. When do you think the truck will be in here?
Anytime, probably in the next 10 minutes. It'll have a refrigerator truck, right? 'Cause, like we got some frozen things, so. This feels cold. Oh, your Heather love? That should be it. I think that's everything. So we did it. We're back. These long trips to the store are always a little trying on everyone, but really everything went about as smoothly timing-wise and everything else as it could have been. So let's unbox these items and see what we got. I'm gonna start with our Azure items. So we've only been shopping at Azure for about a year now, probably exactly a year. I placed my first order last spring, and we've really been happy with it. Slowly, I've probably only placed 2 or 3 orders with them over the last year, but slowly we've been getting more and more from Azure and less from Costco, just because oftentimes their prices are similar, maybe a little bit more. Some things are less. You just kind of have to price compare. But the big thing that I've really appreciated about Azure is just the quality of all of the items that we've gotten. Everything has seemed so much better than Costco. So like some of the things that we used to always get at Costco, like coconut oil or organic cane sugar, we've totally switched to getting from Azure. We get the coconut oil in 5-gallon buckets. We get the sucanat instead of the organic cane sugar or brown sugar. We already have those things in bulk, so I didn't order them here today. But slowly over time, it just seems like we've been transitioning more and more to Azure just because of the quality of the items. Okay, so the first thing that I got here, oh, okay, so these are dates. Wow, yes, that's a big box of dates. And I'm just gonna try one. And they're delicious. And chewy. I just got the 15-pound box of Deglet dates because we love dates, and as I'm pregnant, I know I'm gonna be eating through dates. Our kids love dates. They're so good for making things like granola bars or, yeah, our kids just eat them as a snack. And so we got the big box of dates. This is my first time ordering them from Azure, but I don't think it's going to be my last. And these are not pitted, which is also helpful. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to say I used to always get dates from Costco, but I found that they're hit or miss whether or not they have them. So I decided to get the 15-pound box from Costco, and I did notice from Azure, and I did notice when I went to Costco today that they did not have the dried dates. So I'm glad that I got them from Azure. Okay, this is a little bit of a mixed bag. We have, okay, I got a 5-pound bag of beef gelatin. So this is going to be, I use this for making gummies. Gummies are a go-to snack in our house. We always have a ton of canned grape juice from our grapes, our wild grapes that we have. And so we ran out of this, and I did some price comparing, and this is definitely the best price for 100% beef gelatin that I found. So excited about this. Coffee filters, we like this If You Care brand. We also from Azure have gotten their the same brand in their muffin liners for like making muffins. This is what Jim uses for coffee. Okay, I got liquid aminos. Normally, I would prefer to get coconut aminos, but they were out of coconut aminos. That's something that we haven't had for a while, but I like to use it in sauces, salad dressings, things like that. So I went with the liquid aminos. And then, okay, this is a big thing of maple syrup, which normally I had gotten, if I can't get it locally, which we like to do as much as we can, I've been getting our organic maple syrup from Costco. But when I price compared to get the gallon jug from Azure, it was only a really small amount more than getting the quart size from Costco. So I went for it just because I'm feeling pretty confident that the quality of this is going to be better. And it's just nice to have it in a gallon size because we're gonna go through it over the next few months. Aluminum-free baking powder. We use this a lot. It's a staple around here. I don't get a huge bulk thing of baking powder because I want to make sure it's fresh, right? If we get a really big thing and it takes me a couple years to go through it, it might not be as fresh and active. So I just get 1 pound of baking powder. And then the last thing in here is coconut flour. This is a pretty big thing of coconut flour. It's gonna take a long time to go through this, so I'll probably store this in the freezer or fridge. And we use this in some baking recipes, but usually don't use very much at a time. It's just a thing that I don't really get from anywhere else, and so I just wanted to get it, to have it. This will last us a long time. All right, next from Azure we have, oh, this is our frozen stuff. So this is broccoli. And normally I've gotten the organic frozen broccoli from Costco, but it was on sale at Azure when I placed my order. It was like 20% off, so I decided to go for it. These are each 5-pound bags, so I got 2 of them. And it's nice. This actually looks really nice. It's really small little florets, which is what we like. It's not frozen together, so this looks like it's going to be perfect. It'll be easy to just take out what we need for an individual meal and then put the rest in the bag. So, frozen broccoli. Okay, and then this is our seafood. So, now that we are hitting like planting season and the craziness of summer, I wanted to have some things on hand that we're just gonna make for really convenient, easy meals, but also things that were gonna nourish us and keep us going. And so I stocked up on salmon from Azure. I've never gotten it there before, but I did some price comparing and their prices were actually really good for high quality salmon, which is pretty hard to find. So I'm excited to try this. We got a package of their fillets. So we got 10 pounds of their fillets, which these look like a good size. So these will be really easy to bake for quick meals over the next several months. I have to say, it was a little bit hard for me to swallow. These salmon fillets were $14 a pound. And as someone who has grown up very frugally, I look at $14 a pound and I like, that's kind of hard. But at this point, our family of 6 with young kids is still like 1 pound would be about how much we would eat in a meal. And so when I think about that, 1 pound, $14 for 6 people for really high quality protein, like that's not bad. That's, you know, just over $2 a person for something that's gonna be easy, convenient, and super good for you. So I have to think about it in those terms to know like, yes, this is worth it, even though it feels like a little bit more of a splurge. That's okay. It's not something that we will probably do all the time, but especially here in the summer, we all love salmon, and so we're gonna be excited about this one. Okay, and then the other salmon we got, okay, so this is actually like ground salmon, and this was only around $10 a pound for high quality Alaskan wild caught salmon. So I was really excited about this. It's already ground salmon in 1 pound packages. This will be perfect for making salmon burgers or adding to casseroles, things like that. And so it's already convenient in these packages. A great way to throw in high quality protein into meals, something different than ground beef or chicken, which is what we have pretty much all the time. So I'm really excited about this one. And $10 a pound for wild caught salmon is so good. This is also 10 pounds if I didn't say that. All right, the other 3 things, 2. Yeah, the other 2 things that we got from Azure are salt. So we got this 25 pound bag of real salt. I used to always get it directly from Redmond, which is a great option too. If you get it from Redmond, we actually have a coupon code I can link below. But I did some price comparing, and it is a little bit cheaper if you are already going to be placing an order with Azure to get it from there. If you're not already going to be placing an order with Azure, I don't know if it would be worth it for you. But if Redmond real salt is something you like, we love getting it in 25-pound bags and then just filling up our salt shaker. This will last us a solid year or so, but we were getting low, and so it's good to know that Azure has this at a really good price. And then the other thing we got from Azure, I'm not going to look this up, but is the organic gluten-free rolled oats. I got the 25-pound bag. Normally, I've always gotten rolled oats. I've gotten the 1 degree rolled oats from Costco, which are sprouted and organic and glyphosate free, and I've loved those. I've been happy with them. Those come in 5-pound bags. I just wanted to get a bigger bag. I knew these were going to be high quality. These are significantly cheaper than those are from Costco, and so because I usually already soak our oats anyway when we're going to cook them, I figured it didn't matter if we got unsoaked oats versus soaked oats, and so we went with these, quite a bit cheaper, and this gives us more oats to have over the next few months because we go through them. Okay, so I think that was everything that was in our Azure order this month. Other things that we love getting from Azure are like wheat berries, rye berries, all of that, but we already were pretty well set on those. But like once a year we'll stock up on grains, beans, organic coconut oil, olive oil, and spices are other things that we get from Azure, but we're already pretty well set on those. So I didn't need to get those on this order, but this is what we got this time around. All right, so then moving into our Costco order, we got a lot of our staples. So we tend to go to Costco once every 3 months, and these are a lot of the typical things that we usually stock up on. So what our favorites are: coffee. They have some different options. This is just the one that I picked out this time, but their prices for organic whole bean coffee are some of the best that I've seen. So Jim's the only coffee drinker in our house, so this bag will last us quite a long time. I got walnuts and almonds that I can soak and then dry out to make them more digestible. I stocked up on these more than we usually do. We don't actually go through a ton of nuts in our house, but pesto season is coming before I'm going to go to the store next, and so pesto season is what we use what we're going to use the bulk of these nuts for, so I wanted to make sure we had plenty on hand. And then chocolate chips. Okay, so it like kind of pains me to buy Nestle chocolate chips. I'm not a huge fan of the company. This is one I have not brought myself to buy from Azure yet. I've heard their chocolate chips are amazing. I'm sure they're way higher quality, but the price point on these like gives me sticker shock at Azure, and so I've still gotten them from Costco because they're just a much better deal, and this is something that is a treat anyway and that we don't use often, but is kind of sprinkled into some desserts throughout the next couple months, and so maybe I'll make the switch at some point. I probably should make the switch, but for now we are sticking with Costco chocolate chips. So that's that. Oh, that's heavy. All right, baking soda. I just use this Arm & Hammer baking soda for cleaning purposes. We don't use it for baking, or for cooking. I get baking soda from Azure for cooking, but we didn't need it this time around. But this I like to have for laundry and cleaning. The other thing in here is, okay, so this is another one of those kind of splurgy things. I don't normally get these, but these are chicken sausages. I was impressed with the ingredients. It's just chicken, water, sea salt, spices, lemon peel powder, and dried parsley. Clean ingredients. This is produced actually on a farm that's only like an hour from here that we know of. So I just wanted to have some more convenient type things on hand. Knowing that we're going to be heading into a busy season, these are something that's going to be easy to make quick meals in those times when it's needed. So I picked these up. Everyone loves sausage. Actually, in the past, they've had pork sausage links that we've gotten of the same brand, but they only had chicken sausage this time. Our Costco is currently under construction, so I feel like they just didn't have as much as they normally do, so I feel like that's one of the things that might have gotten, you know, cut down, but we will enjoy those thoroughly. All right, this is organic rice that we got from Costco. When I price compared the rice from Azure and Costco, it seems quite a bit less expensive at Costco for us, so I've continued to get this 20-pound bag from there. All right, moving on down. This is organic avocado oil that I got from Costco. I got the one in the glass jar. They also sell one that's twice this size in the plastic jar, but it's just tricky with things like olive oil and avocado oil and figuring out sourcing and finding high quality ones. And so I think it's worth it for these oils to not have something that's going to go rancid, to get the glass bottle and to splurge for that. We'll primarily use this avocado oil for making mayo. It's just something I like to have on hand. All right, so the next thing we got from Costco is the organic raw apple cider vinegar. This is actually something we tried getting from Azure last time. We got the gallon size bottle. The thing that I didn't love about that is it came in a big plastic bottle, and then I had to pour it and transfer it into my own, which is fine, but price-wise, this one actually was cheaper, I think, and so we've been happy with this product, so we stuck with that this time. I like the glass jars. I like the smaller glass jars. And then I did get a couple bags of organic carrots from Costco because I eat raw carrot salad most every morning. We finished our carrots a few days ago, and so I've been missing it, and so we stocked up on these. Everyone also just enjoys carrots. I typically don't like to get produce from Costco. I'm not very impressed with their produce. I think their prices are expensive. I haven't been impressed with the quality, so I don't tend to get things from there in terms of produce, unless it's frozen maybe, but carrots are something that they have at a pretty good price that's organic, so I've gotten those from there when we finish the ones that we grew ourselves. Okay, organic peanut butter, we get that from Costco too. We've also gotten, like we had in our sandwiches today, organic, or I don't think it's organic, but the almond butter that they have that we also like. I think they have good prices there. This has been fine. It's not, they don't add any extra ingredients. It's just the peanuts and the salt, so that works for us. Noodles. This is something that we have once every couple of weeks. It's something everyone enjoys. It feels like a special treat, and I like that Costco has the variety of pack of noodles. We're still kind of in the stage where picking out the shape of the noodles is really, really fun, and so versus Azure where you kind of have to pick one noodle shape and go for it and get that in bulk quantities. If you get this, it's divided, you have multiple options to pick from, so that's just fun for us. They have good prices, it's organic, so that's what we've gone with from Costco for noodles. Hot dogs, again, this is a summertime kind of treat for us. It goes along with the convenient meals things. It's just nice to have hot dogs on hand for a quick meal. Everyone loves them. I typically don't get hot dogs in the winter, but it just feels like summer, and so I got a package of hot dogs. I'll put these in the freezer. We'll pull them out as we need them, but this will just be nice to have as an option over the summer. And then some bacon. So we tend to barter pork with friends, but bacon's just something that we haven't had in a while. I tend to try to get cuts of pork from friends that are less popular because they sell their pork to other people, so I don't want to take cuts that everyone loves, and so I've just been missing bacon. It's just sounded really good. So this was a no nitrate, nitrate-free option. It looked pretty high quality, so I got this at Costco too. So this is everything. This was our Azure and Costco haul for the spring and summer months here coming up. All in all, our Azure order was around $600 with shipping, I believe. And the main thing that made that more expensive, was the salmon, because the fillets were about $140 and the salmon burger meat was around $100, so that was a big part of that cost. And so that's a lot of money. The thing is, for us, we really haven't spent hardly any of our grocery money since we spent a little bit in January on a trip to Costco, but it's been kind of just rolling over and adding up, and so spending more in 1 month is just kind of how we plan it. And so that's how we budget for a larger trip. I think our Costco trip was only like $180 something, so I was able to pay for that just in the cash that we had from our envelope for this month. But that's kind of how we reconcile that, is that money just rolls over from previous months in our grocery budget to cover those larger months when we have a $600 Azure order. So that's what we got. I would still love to hear what your favorite items are from Azure, because I'm still learning. Like, I just found the salmon this month and I was super excited about that find. So tell me what your favorite things are, especially from Azure. I'd love to hear. I'm always learning, and there's so much there that it can be kind of overwhelming with all of the things that they carry. I'm hoping that this trip, with all the food that we have grown and have stored away and all the food that is coming in the garden, will last us through the summer, and that my next trip to Costco and Azure won't be until ideally like end of August or September, before this baby comes. So we'll see, but this is gonna last us for a while.